No need to shout.
What's going down? It's your boy vTriplei. This is V's Dollar Theater, and we just got Season 8 of Star Wars The Clone Wars, aka the first season of Bad Batch, and it's a doozy. So for the uninitiated, The Clone Wars is a Star Wars animated series that details the Clone Wars. For this video, I'm going to give a quick refresher on the Clone Wars, Star Wars, and the Bad Batch. Then I'm going to give the episode's plot and go into my thoughts and predictions. So let's start with the Clone Wars. The Clone Wars was a 3-year galactic war between the Galactic Republic and the Separatists over galactic resources and trade. It's called the Clone Wars because the Republic used clone soldiers as their infantry. The war ended with the fall of the Galactic Republic and the rise of the Galactic Empire led by Darth Sidious and Darth Vader. The Bad Batch series follows the Star Wars story directly after the end of the Clone Wars, which occurs between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, which places the stories between the prequel trilogy and the OG trilogy. For this breakdown to make sense, I think I need to explain exactly what Star Wars is. Star Wars is a 9-movie space opera that details the rise and fall of the Skywalker family. The first 3 movies, known as the prequel trilogy, show the first Skywalker named Anakin going from a slave into a knight in the Jedi Order and a hero of the Clone Wars. He eventually becomes Darth Vader, second in command of the Galactic Empire. The first 3 movies detail the rise and fall of Anakin Skywalker, the Clone Wars, and the birth of the Galactic Empire. Anakin, a Jedi Knight and Clone War hero, is corrupted by Darth Sidious, a Sith Lord who is the ancient enemy of the Jedi. Anakin changes his name to Darth Vader and helps to systematically destroy the Jedi Order at the end of the Clone Wars. He then becomes the Galactic Empire's second in command, led by Darth Sidious, who becomes the Galactic Dictator for almost 20 years. The next 3 movies, the original trilogy, details the fall of the Galactic Empire, the Jedi Order's rebirth, and the redemption of Anakin Skywalker. This trilogy details Anakin's son, Luke Skywalker, becoming a Jedi Knight and destroying the Galactic Empire, helping to redeem his father and restart the Jedi Order. Now we have the sequel trilogy, the most recent set of films that came out for Star Wars. This trilogy breaks down the fall of the new Jedi Order, the death of Darth Sidious, and the end of the Skywalker family. The sequel trilogy revolves around Anakin and Sidious's grandchildren, Ben and Rey. Ben attempts to become the new galactic dictator after seemingly destroying Luke's Jedi Order. Rey becomes a Jedi Knight who convinces Ben to leave the dictatorship and help her destroy the Galactic Empire and defeat her grandfather, who managed to survive the fall of the Galactic Empire and was secretly leading from the shadows. In the end, Ben sacrifices his life to save Rey after she kills her grandfather, Darth Sidious, seemingly ending the Skywalker lineage. Now, as for the current Star Wars series, The Bad Batch, this takes place between the prequel trilogy and the original trilogy. The Bad Batch are a squad of genetically modified soldiers who perform extremely dangerous missions during the Clone Wars. Think of them like the Suicide Squad or X Factor. Within the Star Wars universe, the Bad Batch is also known as Batch 99. It's a 5-man squad and each member has a different ability. Hunter is a clone with heightened senses, which means he can smell better than everybody else, see better, and hear better than everyone else, which allows him to find targets easily. Wrecker is the strongman of the group, able to lift tons with relative ease. Tech is a genius and a tactical mastermind. Crosshair is a master sharpshooter and acts as the group's sniper. Echo was a normal infantry clone that was captured during the Clone Wars and turned into a living computer. He uses his new body to hack into enemy tech and use it against them. He was saved during the Galactic Republic and joined the Bad Batch. We begin this episode with one of the last battles of the Clone Wars. Jedi Master Dolla and her platoon of clones are battling a Separatist battalion. As the battle begins to look like it's going to be in the Separatists' favor, her apprentice Caleb, the Jedi Knight from Star Wars Rebels, arrives with reinforcements, i.e. the Bad Batch. The squad takes out the entire battalion with relative ease. Once they are finished, Order 66 is initiated. For clarification, Order 66 is the command for all the clone soldiers to kill their Jedi comrades. When Order 66 is initiated, no one in the Bad Batch responds, but Crosshair feels a little bit of a need to follow the order. While Dolla is battling her clone, her apprentice Caleb escapes. Hunter follows the apprentice, trying to find out more information with Crosshair right behind him. Crosshair attempts to kill the Jedi apprentice, but Hunter lets him go. The Bad Batch go back home after the battle, and they encounter Omega, a young female clone who is genetically modified. Admiral Tarkin, a Galactic Empire leader, arrives at their home and evaluates the clone army. Tarkin sends the Bad Batch to Alderaan to eliminate a group of alleged insurgents and to test their loyalties. When the Bad Batch encounters the insurgents, they are revealed to be fugitives from the Empire, led by Saw Gerrera. The Bad Batch decide to go rogue, but are captured when returning home to get Omega. Crosshair gets separated from the group and is turned into the Empire's first Dark Trooper. Crosshair then leads an attack on his old squad while they attempt to go back home to get the clone Omega. The Bad Batch, now with the addition of Omega, manage to escape Crosshair and leave their home. Now on the run from the Empire and their former comrade, the story begins. And that's the first episode of Bad Batch. So I have so many thoughts about this series. First things first, shout out to Dave Filoni for never missing. He does not miss. I feel like this will be a good chance for people to get a little bit of time away from the mystics known as Jedi and the Sith, because I'm pretty sure we're gonna see some type of like Jedi Sith activity. I'm pretty sure we're gonna see some type of Jedi Sith activity within this series, but sometimes you get a little bit of fatigue from the lightsabers and the Force, you know. But to see how those who don't have mystical powers live after the Galactic Republic turns into the Galactic Empire is something that is really, really engaging. People can say what they want about Rogue One, but I thought it was a good movie, and it was great to see those who don't have powers try to fight against the Empire, because they matter too. And you got to think about it. The Jedi are gone at this point. The Jedi, for the most part, are gone, and no one doesn't even know what happened. They just know that the Jedi are gone, the Galactic Republic is fallen, and Sidious is now the ruler of the universe. Very scary times. And when you have forces like the Bad Batch out there, and eventually the Galactic Rebellion on the way after like 20 years, it's good to see that, hey, there was always a rebellion against the Galactic Empire. So seeing Saw Gerrera, one of my favorite Star Wars characters, in a new as a younger man, is really, really cool, man. Like his role within Star Wars Rebels, even his role within the Clone Wars, and especially his role in Rogue One, really shows that how the Jedi were very, very powerful, so were the people, because they were able to still hold against this empire that had all these resources. It was a really good twist with Crosshair. You kind of seen that he was a little different from the other Bad Batch members, you could always kind of see that Crosshair was a little bit different from the Bad Batch members, especially when you watch his interactions within the Clone Wars series while the Clone Wars were still going on. But it was insane seeing him turn, not relatively quickly, but if he wouldn't have turned from what Tarkin did to him, he probably would have turned anyway. So, I mean, hey, it is what it is. But to show that was the introduction of the Dark Troopers, of the stronger versions of the eventual Stormtroopers, which came through a clone, was really great. I know that Caleb's backstory is a little bit weird. If you're familiar with Star Wars Rebels and the Kanan comic book series, you'll see that it's very different, his origin, right? In the Kanan comic book series, the clones just attacked and the Bad Batch weren't there to save him. He just escaped on his own. So seeing that kind of change up with the show is a little weird, but I appreciate that we're giving more depth and we're being introduced to the Bad Batch through something we're already familiar with, which is the Rebels series. So shout out to Dave Filoni once again. I'm glad that the Bad Batch didn't get any crazy power-ups, right? After the war, you would expect that, hey, maybe they'll get some type of boost so they can actually fight the Jedis. Because when I heard about the series, I thought they were going to be hunting Jedis. I thought that was going to be the whole point of this series, to hunt the Jedi. It's going to actually be them trying to escape the Empire and going on the run and really being a rebellion force, just like a lot of the other stories we've gotten from Star Wars thus far. it's gonna be kind of cool, man, because we don't see them getting any additional modifiers. It's just normal clones. So I wonder if they're gonna run into any of the other clones that escaped, right? Because we know that some of the Jedi got away, but there's also a couple of not stormtroopers, but clone soldiers that didn't have the chips that caused them to perform Order 66 that are out there. So will they actually meet up with them and actually help them, or will they just try to find them and they never do? Because this is the other thing too, right? Because of the inhibitor chips, the clones have a finite time to live. So are we going to see that happen to the Bad Batch? Or are they pretty much on a race against time? Because if you remember, once Order 66 is activated, the clones, their bodies kind of, I won't say melt away, but their bodies kind of turn in on themselves. And that's like some weird Star Wars lore. If you don't believe me, go look it up. So now that most of the clones are going to end up dying anyway, just from that chip melting away and kind of melting their bodies, I wonder if the Bad Batch are going to be affected by this. And I wonder what that will lead to as far as the story going. Because maybe Crosshair catches them, right? And he's about to kill his former teammates. The side effects of the chips actually bring him down, you know? And if that happens to him, how long before it happens to the other members of the Bad Batch? I really enjoy Hunter as the leader. He's very Rocky-esque, like kind of a weird mixture between Rocky and Wolverine. Tanker looking for that doll is crazy funny to me. I think Tech is going to play a super, super big role. Echo, I feel like is going to be the heart of this entire series, because remember, he's a clone that's been through a whole lot. He was at first a rookie clone during the Clone Wars, then he got captured, then he got freed, and instead of going back with his original team, he joined the Bad Batch because he was now an outcast. Omega, we haven't really seen her powers, and I wonder what's her abilities. I have a feeling that Omega probably is a Force clone. She has to be, because we don't really see like why, like they made her, but she was very, very, very different from the clones. Or she was a clone that was supposed to be the prototype for the female clones that were going to reproduce with the clones that we know and make a whole new generation of clones. You know what I mean? Because I think Omega's a girl, so maybe they made Omega so that she can eventually become a woman and then mate with one of the clones and then create a new line of clones that are created but are actually like not test tube babies, right? Because remember, that was one of the big things that Sidious always wanted. He wanted a body that he could put himself into. And what if, oh my God, what if Omega was the prototype for Sidious's son? Or the first prototype for Omega's either a clone force wielder or a clone that was meant to help reproduce other clones, but not through the test tube method. So, oh my God, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy, man. This is a great episode, man. I predict that they're probably gonna run into a Jedi probably halfway through the season, so that'd be pretty cool. I think Crosshair, he might go back to the good side, or he might sacrifice himself for his friends. I don't see Crosshair living too long, to be honest. Tarkin, I think he's going to be the main bad guy, just because like Vader is still kind of like getting himself together after, you know what I'm saying, losing his legs and arms and, you know what I'm saying, getting mollywopped by Obi-Wan. Sidious is still trying to like organize his new empire. So I think Tarkin is going to be the main bad guy. He's going to be commanding Crosshair, and that's pretty much going to be the back and forth there. But yeah, man, this was a really good first episode. Like, dog, Clone Wars is back and ain't going nowhere, man. I remember when Clone Wars got canceled, I was so sad. But you know what makes me sadder? When you guys don't watch, when you guys don't like, when you guys don't subscribe, when you guys don't comment. So listen, man, please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for your support during these trying times. May the 4th be with you, son. May the 4th be with you. I should have said that at the beginning. I'm saying it right now. May the 4th be with you. Have a great day. Thank you so much for your support during these trying times. And I'm out.